Can't afford acrylic paint. Let's masturbate. There's no need to masturbate on a hump day. On a nooner.
I thought that's what it was.
Well, okay. If you're self-coupling, I guess it's okay. We're not judging here. It's good for the prostate. That's what I heard.
I want my prostate to feel good. I'm kidding.
What is going on? Before we get into everything, real quick, Superman tickets just went on sale a few minutes ago at 9 a.m.
Let me see.
This is for the regular opening on July 10th, not the fan thing on the 8th. Just now, and yeah,
Did the site break down?
No, it's fine.
Nope, I get on Fandango just fine. You know what? Somebody mentioned it. Chrome crashes all the time now. Chrome crashes regularly now, and that's probably why Google's going to probably have to sell it at some point. Yeah, I got on just fine. By the way, the Superman fan screenings weren't even sold out everywhere.
Yeah, that's true.
They weren't even fucking sold out everywhere. Now, in your IMAX shows, of course, they're sold out, but everywhere they're everywhere. And they weren't sold out. They weren't sold out as of last night. Now that might be different, but yeah, this crashing thing is just a bunch of horseshit.
As of now, there are plenty of seats in different showings. I mean, the prime times, like 7 p.m., they're packed.
It's going to be 4,000 something theaters. Like, you're not going to miss out. There's no FOMO anymore, right?
Yeah.
The only thing that I predict might sell out like later in the year is Avatar, and I have no explanation for that.
Right.
I'm not saying the popularity of those films when they come out is very real. It's not fake. People go, and then they don't talk about it ever again. It's so strange. It's one of the weirdest things I've ever seen.
Well, I see that actually you can get tickets pretty easily, except for the prime time.
Yeah. Yeah. So, hey, we'll talk about the nerdy stuff. We're going to talk about Superman. We're going to talk about Thunderbolts. Still talking, which is not going to, I can't say it's as big of a flop as Captain African American because of the budget. So Captain African American is a bigger flop because of the budget, but it's still a pretty big flop that's going to cost them over $100 million. Probably, and I might be low on the estimate. You might have to go to the box office analysts for that.
Right.
But there's that. But you know what LA doesn't need, Chris?
What's that?
2 fires within 6 months and 2 riots within 5 years.
I was watching D-Day Cobra watch riot footage everywhere.
He's now up to what's 9 times 3? So
27
hours.
Good for Jeremy, man.
Streaming on a row?
He should have been not in a row, but like 3 days in a row. So that's 27. And that's not counting the smaller live stream, which was only 4 hours before.
Right. So I will get on YouTube, but like, I want to know what's going on. Local news, whatever. You know who has the best is Jeremy.
Jeremy has the best coverage.
Following all of it, and it's playing whack-a-mole with the best stuff. He's doing a great job.
Well,
he's doing a great job.
He leads into like, oh, here we go. And then it's like 5 people pushing each other. So
like, yeah,
these protests are getting bigger. They are planned. We saw the cinder blocks being delivered over the weekend. And I said, and I said this at the beginning of the year. I said, we're going to have a Summer of Love 2.0. Mark it down in the books.
And I heard
happening.
It's happening.
It's fucking happening. And it's coming to a city near you. And it's going to just start this weekend. And I got to say, like, thankfully, I don't think anybody's been seriously hurt. There hasn't been a death yet, but they want that. That's exactly what they want. They are hoping for serious injury. You know, what's the reason they're in the cop's face? By the way, a lot of people, there's a lot of true believers who are sick. There's a lot of people who are absolutely lost with no meaning in life. And then there's paid political agitators who's out there kind of pushing things around. now. So we're much wiser to this now, but it is completely happening. But I'm going to say the protests have been kind of lame.
They've been kind of lame. I mean, and
the cops have been kind of lame. Like, I don't know what the fuck their plan is. I don't know what the fuck they're doing. They're totally being told to stand down. And listen, I'm not rah-rah police. Okay. These are the same fucking police who are arresting people on beaches during COVID. Let's not forget that. Yeah. Right. So, but like they're trying to protect businesses. And what I've seen is that they've kind of got a handle on this thing, but not so, because we have these two political parties clashing. And this is specifically, it's a California problem. This is a California problem that now we, the American taxpayer, have to fucking deal with. And of course, the California politicians, and I'll get into, particularly with Gavin Newsom, has found a way to blame the Republicans for every single thing that's happening right now is something he created. Is something he fucking created, and now we have to fucking pay for it. And cops are down there probably with one arm tied behind their back. They can't do much because they have the less than lethal weapons and all that stuff, and that's great. And most of it is people with their fucking cameras up running around,
right?
And it's as it gets more attention, it's going to get worse, right?
Yes,
and
it's all about getting the copycats and riling people up in other parts of the country so that this thing spreads. And I'll say this, 2 years ago on an episode of Joe Rogan, and the guest escapes me, they predicted this. Get ready. The next phase was immigrant riots.
Yes. What
the next phase?
Who said it? But
who
yes,
was it?
I can't remember who said it, but they absolutely called it, and it was 2 years ago.
Please chat.
Yeah,
who was it who said that?
And this one's a loser, though. I heard Tim Pool mention it, and he's right. Like, this is a losing issue. Okay, this isn't like, if we go back to the BLM riots. And again, I'm citing Tim Pool, who I listened to this morning, but I was there, I was watching it, and this was true. Like, public approval of them in the beginning with George Floyd, before we knew anything else, the public opinion was pretty much, that was fucked up.
Yeah.
That was messed up. And I think their approval was like 50 to 55%. Tim said, I don't know for sure, but there was definitely more people like, hey, okay, like this is messed up. This is before what we knew. All right. This is before we found out that George Floyd died of a drug overdose. And this turned into, and we talked about it at the time, when when things were shutting down, we talked about it. It's like, and I said, like, all it's going to take is somebody to do something stupid.
Yep.
Cop to do something stupid. And this is going to blow up. And, they never let a crisis go to waste. Remember, Ari Emanuel, whose brother's a big Hollywood agent who Entourage was based on, was in Obama's cabinet, and it famously said that. And and it couldn't have gone down more perfectly for them. But as Tim mentioned, BLM's stock went straight down after the riots. Right. And now we know more, and we know they're a fucking joke, and it's by larger mansions. And we also saw the media say these are mostly peaceful protests when shit was on fire, and they're doing it again. The thing is, people are much more the wiser now. And this is a horrible look. This is, I mean, to let it play out with people waving Mexican flags, waving a flag to a country you are afraid to go back to.
Well, it's like, I mean, it would be like you and I going to Mexico, taking American flags, demanding that we get free services and free stuff, and then flying the American flag in Mexico. I mean, that just signals to me, it doesn't, a gut check tells me doesn't feel right. You can be proud. Like, look, I'd be pissed off if people from Ireland came here with Irish flags and we're burning shit down, burning my country, America. I have ancestry in Ireland, but I don't want people from Ireland to come here and burn shit down and fly their flag. But you see a lot of cars that have not flags of America driving around. Although I see more often, I'll see two flags, like, proud of my heritage. That's new.
That's fine to be proud of your heritage.
Proud of your heritage.
You're right. But
I love that, actually. I like the melting pot aspect of LA and, whatnot. But at a certain point, you gotta be for the country you chose, your chosen family of America,
Well, this keeps us from having a nuanced discussion about immigration, whereas legal immigration is too bureaucratic and it takes fucking forever. And you can't just let anybody in. You can't. We can't afford it. It's not good for any country. It's not good for it creates brain drain in the other country, so you have no hope of getting back together or getting back. And then Venezuela starts opening up their mental asylums and prisons and sending them here. And like, you know what? We got to worry about that. Sorry about the innocent people right now who got caught up in this. You could call your other people out, but we've got bigger problems than that. And, it's not an easy fix and it's not going to be perfect, but individual choices. It was a person's individual choice to come here illegally. Okay. So you can have all my sympathy in the world, but that was your choice. And my system doesn't need to fix your choice. Period.
Yeah.
End of story. It's about personal responsibility, which everybody's like, this side of the government fix this. You know what? Eventually, somebody's going to have to sit down and talk and maybe streamline the legal immigration, but we're not going to let everybody in. We're just not. Okay. Yeah. And I wouldn't expect any other country to do that either.
Exactly.
We don't live in fucking Star Trek. We don't live in utopia. There are very bad people out there who want to do bad things. And we have enough of them here in our country already.
Yeah.
We have enough bad Americans. And listen, a lot of the people on those protests, I'm seeing a lot of stupid white people.
Yeah.
So with man buns and shit. So, that's just the way of the world. But I want to set up real quick. Hi, everybody. It's the Nooner.
Hey.
Why I hate Gavin Newsom. Because he was my mayor. He was my lieutenant governor. And for a while, he was my governor. And I've seen California go straight down the fucking tubes. And he got a little boost during the first Trump economy in Trump's first presidency, where everybody in San Francisco, everybody was saying, this is the best economy we've seen in our lifetime. This is amazing. Fuck Trump. We hate him. It's obviously Gavin Newsom who made this economy. It wasn't. It had nothing to fucking do with him. It was a buzzing economy thanks to Trump. And it got stopped dead in its tracks thanks to COVID. The completely engineered virus that was engineered by us and farmed out to China that made a cold, and the government reaction to that cold shut everything down. And one of the main purveyors of that, we called him Chairman Newsom, the guy who was out there saying, oh, we don't have a king in Trump. These Democratic governors, particularly Gavin Newsom, did the most authoritative shit I've ever seen from an American politician in my 50 fucking years in California, which was purposefully shut people down and then pick and choose who's important or not. And in a lot of cases, it was retarded. It was, let's keep McDonald's open and close a gym.
Yeah.
But let's keep liquor stores open. Hey, these are the same people who are like, let's make vapes illegal so we can sell more cigarettes.
It was weird. It was like there were policy decisions made that made you question what was going on. I mean, I hope that movie Eddington actually gives a fair view of both sides. It looks like Joaquin Phoenix is the protagonist, so we see it from his point of view. Pedro is the ant. It looks like high noon in the social media age during COVID, that movie, but the policy decisions were so bad. We did it to ourselves. Even the whole 6 feet thing we find out now was random. Mm-hmm. You still, somewhere where you go in places in California, you'll still see the little, tape or steps on the floor, those stickers. It was stupid. Or the directional thing for the aisles and shopping where you did. I mean, it was so dumb. It was meant to control. It was,
yeah, it was all, it's coercion. That's what it was. It was coercion.
Yeah.
And he is a typical politician. He'll say and do anything. He even tried to move to the center for a little while, but this blew this out of the water, which is great. But he is an authoritative dictator, tool of the deep state piece of shit, and always has been. And he's made California worse. And you know what? All my sympathies go to Californians, but you had a chance to get rid of him.
Yeah.
He got recalled, and he won his recall by a fucking landslide. So you can't point your finger at fucking Trump. You can't point your finger at the rest of the fucking country. You have no fucking right. If you voted for Gavin Newsom in that recall, you have no right whatsoever. It's time to take personal responsibility. You kept that guy there. Mayor Karen Bass, she won in a fucking 3 a.m. dump. Caruso had a slight lead, and all of a sudden it disappeared overnight. Sound familiar? So, and she'll get voted in again. She'll get voted in again. So I see a lot of my fellow Californians out there blaming Trump for this, and he brought in 2,000 National Guard troops and a little bit of Marines who can't really do much. What's been going on the last 40 years?
Yeah.
What's been going on the last 40 years? So, we did a bunch of work on, LA becoming the next, or Hollywood becoming the next Detroit. Well, this is a step in that direction.
Yeah,
for sure. For sure. Nobody's going to want to fucking work there. They were just building up downtown LA again. Like they were getting businesses because downtown LA is a fucking shithole. So
it is. I mean, I used to go to downtown for a long time. I'd take the metro, take you right downtown. There were parts that were walkable. It is a hellhole. It is. I've said it for years. It's Gotham City with no Batman and no cops. And it's fentanyl zombies punching at air, looking for a fight. If you make eye contact, it's an effed up area. So the area that all this nonsense is occurring currently in LA is like a square mile downtown, right where the 101 and 110 freeway meet, which is why the past over the weekend and last night, I drove around. If you don't know Hollywood, there are multiple correct ways to get somewhere. I just avoided going through downtown with them throwing rocks at cars, trying to cause something bad to happen. I'm sorry, you crossed a line. You're going to jail. And I did hear they caught a guy. I think this will get shut down. And I think the approach is arrest the people doing the bad stuff. There's a couple things. There was the one guy that was caught that was just throwing rocks at cars randomly. They arrested him. And then I saw in Santa Ana, California, there were protesters on two sides, right? It's weird. Mexican flags, American flags. You saw the National Guard there with some, badass vehicles, and they were just standing there like this, and all they did was yell at each other. No violence. That's going on. Lots of filming of phones to perform for social media, and
women, woke white women making bubbles.
Yeah, it was so
for their Instagram.
Oh my God. It's
such a clown show, dude.
It's annoying, but that's what was funny is that, so now that they're like, there's National Guard just sitting there like, okay, get it out of your system. And it does attract, when you like, I don't know, you'll be in a situation, there's someone wants to be in a fight. They've got something in them aggression wise, energy that just needs to pop off like a grenade. Or Harry in Mobland at some point, we might see him pop off. He hasn't yet. He has not lost his cool. I love that.
He will.
Yeah, at some point, I think it's coming. But there's people just looking for a fight. It does. yeah, exactly. Thanks, Johnny Guillotine. But yeah, no, it's disgusting. I mean, like everyone else, when the Summer of Love first happened, you're like, oh, that's horrible. But when it went on for weeks and then people were looting in Santa Monica and Beverly Hills stores, just like robberies, I mean, people take advantage.
Melrose and Santa Monica have yet to recover fully from that.
You're right.
Melrose is freaking horrible. And a lot of places, like one thing I noticed, and this was not just riots, this was lockdowns too. Yeah. When I went back to San Diego for a little while, and in San Francisco, is there's so many businesses for just and have been for lease, for rent, just empty buildings in the strip. It's lots of strip malls in California. It's strip mall down south, but a lot of them have not been rented out. I don't even know if Melissa's old salon, it took years for that space to get rented. Years. By the way, a salon that was shut down. And then when they said we could open up, they said, okay, you can open up at 50% capacity. And then last minute they go, oh no, it's 25% capacity. And then they changed it again to 10% capacity. Then they said, oh no, you got to close again. Then you can open, but we're only going to open with equity. So we're going to open up the Black owned and gay owned businesses first. And they're like, what? And that's why, that London Breed's gone for precisely that reason. But that's the shit that was going on at the time in California. I know some other states did not have to deal with it. The lockdowns ended way quicker, but as I've repeated a lot, when I moved to Texas, which was February of 2023, it was a week after the mask mandate was lifted.
Yeah.
2023 in California. I remember I was going to the gym in the parking lot. They had a big tent out there, and I was going to the gym in the parking lot. It was ridiculous. So, Gavin created all these problems, and he's just been making a complete ass of himself. And let him at this point. Goodbye, presidential aspirations. And good. He'd be one of the most dangerous presidents we'd ever had. He would just be. He would be a remote control car, dude. He would be an Auton for the deep state. That's all he'd be, and he'd be terrible. And he'd come out, and sometimes he'd say some things that you like to hear, and that's why a lot of Californians call him Daddy Gavin. I know there's a lot of Californians that just fucking hate the dude. As a matter of fact, I haven't met too many people that like him.
Yeah, I don't know anybody that defends him.
But
his policies were so. I remember because I really talked that much about this, but I did get the jab. I know a lot of people didn't.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a good. I do my part. Whatever. I got it early. And I got it so I didn't have to deal with this bullshit. And by the way, I did not solicit businesses that enforced all those bullshit rules. So I'm not a huge fan of chain restaurants anyways, but I like when I'm giving money to an establishment that I know the person I'm giving the money to, whether it's 35er Bar or Equator by Edwin Mills, a great restaurant in Pasadena in an alleyway. I know the owner, Teddy. He's very based, but I got it. And I thought, well, I got this thing and now I can do whatever the hell I want. That lasted all of 2 weeks. And by the way, after I got that, in the year or so after, I did have chest pain. And I am certain that when I had a stroke, it's due to getting that vaccine. So you get your own medical advice from your doctor. Don't listen to me. My personal experience was things changed after that stroke happened. And I'm not saying I was the best guy in shape, but I wasn't, completely out of shape. Right.
Mm-hmm.
And, it was a wake up call. Was it caused by the vaccine? I can't 100%, give you proof, but I believe it was. So just telling you that. I don't think I've ever said that on a stream, but I'm telling you now.
Yeah.
So there you
go. Thanks for bringing that up, brother. That's can't be hard to talk about, but a lot of people are in that position. And that's why a lot of us who are anti-jab were like, listen, if you got it, we're not against you. We understand that sometimes you were coerced into getting it.
Right. But
I
didn't
you to be
shame.
okay.
Yeah. I didn't vac shame anyone.
Yep.
I was like, it's personal choice. I had friends who are like, I'm definitely not getting it. It's like, okay, but I'm over 50. I did the math. I'm over 50, not going to have kids. Like I was like, I should just do this, whatever. By the way, never got COVID once, tested many times, never got it. I don't know. Maybe they said that certain blood types are resistant. Were resistant. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, I after a while I stopped listening because people were so stupid. And but that when Newsom reversed that, I mean, I never liked him before, but when he was like, once you get it, you can just go, and then that lasted 2 weeks.
Yep.
It was such BS. It's like, oh, this is nonsense now. This is control. This is putting small businesses out of business. That's what it's about. And shoveling money in different directions. I mean, we can go on and on.
We
about
could.
about
to the riots.
We should never forget. We should never forget.
Never forget. And to the riots, again, we're talking about major disruptions in society. You can't undersell that. Like, LA has riots, and it's usually, give or take, every decade or so it pops off. It just does. Some are small, some are fucking huge, like the Rodney King riots. Those were massive.
I was there in 92. Yeah. I saw it firsthand. I lived off Melrose. I saw rooftop Koreans. There they are, rooftop Koreans.
Based.
Good for them. But yeah, like, no, I went through 92, 2020. This is my third riot. I don't know if I get, a patch or an achievement.
Well, there was one in 2013 too. It wasn't as big, but there was a riot in 2013.
Which one was that?
It was I can't even remember what is over, but there was one in 2013.
Well, there you go.
Fuck, who knows what the hell it was over? But we've had 2 in 5 years now.
Yeah.
And like this one, it has great potential to get bad. It depends on the coordination, and I certainly hope that the government is investigating, because they can find this shit. It's not like they're being quiet. The Walmart heiress apparently is supporting whatever the hell's going on this weekend, and I'm glad that got exposed. So shout that out. The No Kings protest is brought to you by her.
I saw Chrissy Teigen was promoting that.
And Chrissy Teigen.
Wow. Mm-hmm.
Guy, I wonder why she's promoting stuff. I wonder what she's trying to get people to look the other way on stuff. Can't quite remember what it was. Can't quite put my finger on it. Sure, the chat will remember. It's not something we can really say here. Somebody got one of our friends, Josiah, got in a lot of trouble talking about it. But not surprised there. I don't even know why she's famous, to be honest with you. I don't know why Chrissy Teigen is famous. Yeah. I don't care. So Noons, thank you for gifting 50 Nerdrotic memberships at $250. Noons. Thank you. Thank you, Noons. So another disruption. Who knows how long this is going to go on? I think they're trying to quell it quickly. I think actually arresting people will help. But if the federal government, which I prefer states to handle their own problems, but it's clear that Mayor Bass and Governor Newsom weren't going to do anything. And it's going to pop off in Oakland. It's going to pop off in San Francisco. Yeah. It'll pop off probably. Well, it's always popping off in Richmond. We'll see if anything happens in San Diego. It's already we saw some stuff in Peoria, fucking Arizona.
They want it to spread.
Yes,
they want
absolutely.
It. It's like a willful, let it happen. Ignore how much footage do we need to see of a journalist and or a politician saying it's not violent while I'm looking at violence. You think we're morons. I'm done with that.
That's why it's important that people are streaming the raw footage, right, from other streamers. And I think that's very important. And it's been better. It's been better than some talking head who, like, once they get off their teleprompter, they don't even know what the fuck to say. They say the stupidest shit. Like, they just like to have some fun watching some cars burn.
But I saw that. What about fun watching cars burn? That guy should be fired. But everything from Asmongold to D-Day Cronkite, that should be his new name, D-Day Cronkite.
Good night and good luck. That wasn't Cronkite, but you know.
Oh my God. But no, but Jeremy's on it, like just switching to streams. He's like a great curator and commentator. So yeah, we should give him an award. And we should create an awards to give to Jeremy.
We give him
for his coverage.
Pulitzer Putz Prize.
Yeah, a Putzlitzer Prize. But no, it's helpful because I'm on YouTube just doing searches, what's live, what's whatever. But to have someone curate that for me then it's helpful. I mean, it helped me figure out like, okay, I'm not going through downtown, you know?
Yeah.
I'll drive into
Let's
Hollywood
also
from-
talk about like it is a kind of a square mile area, right?
Yeah.
That this is happening in LA, which is huge. So everywhere else in LA, it is business as usual.
Yeah, it's boring.
Absolute business as usual. I kind of noped out after they started trying to enforce a curfew. And if you're experiencing homelessness, you can stay. Well, then you just go, I'm homeless.
Yeah, exactly.
That's all you got to do. It's so dumb.
Yeah, it's so dumb. Well, I saw there was on PBD podcast, there was a great thing of a city council member in LA lambasting Karen Bass about how her policies have destroyed the city. And the homeless called out all the money being spent on homeless.
Well,
it's
homeless
a grift.
Industrial complex. Yes.
It's a grift. It's a grift.
Yeah, you know that councilwoman is a Republican who claims she is a Democrat, so she got elected into office.
Good.
That's what Caruso is too. Caruso's a Republican who just like, I'm going to switch to Democrat and just keep all my same views. So, and he almost got voted. Well, he should have won.
Yeah, he should have won.
But no, you got Palisades, and Karen Bass had the fucking balls, her commie balls, to go out there and go, you know, she was thanking Trump for like helping out with the Palisades fire. And she's like, we've got 27 lots cleaned up and it's been easier than ever to rebuild. Nobody started fucking rebuilding yet.
Yeah.
They just opened the fucking 101 like a couple of weeks ago. Like they're horrible. So to even bring that up, keep the Palisades out your fucking mouth, Karen Bass.
Yeah.
So Justine Bateman's been out there, and you know, Hollywood, I think Film LA or whatever they're called, they're like, we might not be able to give film permits in the area where there's disruption. It's like, no shit, lady. I'm like, come on.
Morons.
Yep. So Hollywood's going to be affected again. And there's Olympics coming, and I think a World Cup.
Yeah.
You know,
you think that'll happen? I don't know.
The Olympics.
Yeah.
Well, they have a lot of rebuilding to do before the Olympics, but that's 2028. So all the Californians will have forgotten about it by then. And I think it'll still happen. All the Californians who vote for Bass and Newsom, there's definitely there's a small number of you, man, who can't leave, and you have my sympathies, and, you know, fight the good fight and see what you can do. Maybe you run for office. I don't know what the answer is, because the Democrats have rigged the game against you so badly by redistricting and mail-in ballots. It is going to be tough to flip it back to like at least a purple state, for fuck's sake. Yeah. But you know, maybe another, and you would think, well, hey, they'll just live under these policies and people will change. They have been for decades. Yeah. And some people still find a way to blame the Republicans who have no presence whatsoever in LA.
Yeah. Yep.
So yeah. Well,
these policies are just unquestioned. That's what sucks.
Yep. Is
a one-party state. These policies just that no one questions them. All the billions spent on homelessness, all you see is parts of LA that are unlivable, unwalkable. I mean, downtown, there were parts of downtown LA that were like, hey, you could go down there, have fun. It's not safe anymore.
Nobody walks in LA. There's a whole fucking song about it from 40 years ago. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
Skid Row is down there. Skid Row is a horror show. If you've ever driven by it, I have.
Yeah, no, I've seen
a horror
it.
show.
It's The Walking Dead.
It is
TV show.
So San Francisco has a much smaller version of it. It's called the Tenderloin, and 6th Street too. So there's Union Square. Nobody's gonna know unless they've been there. There's Union Square, and if you come into San Francisco, there's 6th, which is by what the Metreon used to be, and that's a fucking zombie apocalypse. And then there's the Tenderloin, which is like, Mad Max, but gayer and worse.
Oh wow! So it's got people in assless chaps. Then
it's anything fucking goes there, man. You could walk up and just got some Coke. Yep. Okay. God. Yep. It's bad. It's bad. But let's talk about some fun stuff now. Let's get some.
I've got something fun that relates to fun stuff.
Okay, so first we said, okay. Hey, rubber match today. Go Dodgers, go Padres. By the way, nice game last night, Master Austin. Padres fucking beat the
where
shit
the Dodgers? Where the Dodgers playing?
In San Diego.
Okay,
so they're safe.
Yeah,
the Dodgers are marked safe from Los Angeles. They're in San Diego.
What are we on Facebook?
Because Dodger Stadium is right.
Dude, I was thinking that. I think they're playing again up in LA soon. So, yeah, that's going to be funny as hell, because if there was a Dodger Padre game during the riots and the people are getting out of Chavez Ravine is on a good day is hard to get out of for a baseball game. Chavez Ravine.
Now, do you want to see this?
Hang on a second. Let's do some soups real quick.
Okay, sure.
Western paradigms for Gore. I loved your find with Joe Bardera. How did you come across that vid?
I'll have to send it to you, Gary. It's Joe Barbera of Hanna-Barbera.
Oh, Barbera. Why did I say Bardera? Because I'm retarded.
Oh, dude, you need to see this. Holy shit. So it's someone who watches Film Thread sent it in. I can't remember the guy's name. I'll look it up. But yeah, he found that it's from an episode of 60 Minutes from 1985. And it's Joe Barbera defending wackiness in his cartoons, and you see these executives, all women, pushing back, saying, "Why does the woman have to scream?" Gary, you should see this video. I'll find it right now.
We'll watch it. We'll watch it a little bit.
I'll get it. I'll find the timestamp. I have it. But
thank you, Daniel.
Shocking. Yeah, thanks for that.
I knew Gary loved Bon Jovi, but I didn't think he loved Skid Row as well. I actually like Skid Row, the band. I actually do. So that's I like Skid Row. I don't like Bon Jovi. 18 in Life is a fucking great song. That is a great song. My sister died from a brain aneurysm. Thank you. Last year, 58 years old, fit, healthy, and active. One day she collapsed and died. No warning, no illness. Did she have the COVID vaccine? Yes. Makes me wonder.
The other thing that
sorry to hear about that.
Tragic. That is tragic.
From 1999. Yeah. Sorry about that.
I mean, the whole died suddenly. That's real.
It's still going. Oh, dude, listen to the last Joe Rogan episode with that doctor about the euthanasia. Holy shit.
What? Who?
Okay, so there is in Wisconsin. It's going to trial right now. If you guys remember, like everybody who was going on ventilators was freaking dying.
Yes, yes.
Everybody was going on ventilators was dying. So there is a hospital that it denies everything. Okay, they're being accused of euthanizing a girl with Down syndrome for the bed, and it didn't get thrown out. It's going to trial, and it's because they gave her morphine and something else, and then they put on a do not resuscitate when the family didn't approve the do not resuscitate, and she died. This little 18, I think, a teenage Down syndrome girl. It will make you so fucking angry. It's from Joe Rogan a day or two ago. It's infuriating. It's either incompetence or something far worse. And she really gets into how much the hospitals were getting paid for putting people on ventilators. When they that's hardcore. X-ray girl, putting somebody on a ventilator is hardcore. Like that is, it killed a lot of people.
It did. My sister's friend, her husband went, because of COVID, went in. She, had a ventilator put on him and he passed away. And she blames herself because when you look at they didn't need it was wrong-headed. It was wrong-headed that it does make you question and mistrust a lot of people in the medical field.
Oh, I would.
Yeah. I mean,
I would. Here's some good news. Okay, and I bought it. I didn't know it was out. I've been looking for it too. X-Ray Girl and Chris Gore. My favorite Western is The Outlaw Josie Wells.
Nice.
I think it's one of the most quotable, one of the most badass Westerns fucking ever. It's my favorite Clint Eastwood movie. It's now in 4K. Howdy, folks. The Outlaw Josie Wales is on 4K. Let me watch. Let's watch it together. X-Ray Girl. I can lay curled up on your lap. You can scratch my chin in between feeding me mice. Doesn't that sound great?
No, please stop.
X-Ray's future pet water monitor. He just wants a home. X-Ray
Maybe
Girl.
if you were a dog.
Yeah, he just wants a home. You know, you're anti-lizard. How am I supposed to say this? Hell yet, Luis has gifted 10 Nerdrotic memberships for $50. Thank you.
Nice.
And 10 more for 50 more. Scotty, who ironically enough, or coincidentally enough, is from Scotland, originally from UK, Scotland. And I don't fly any other flag but the US flag from my porch and the flagpole because you're an American and it's okay. You can have both. Nobody's tripping on that. I don't have a problem with somebody flying a Mexican and an American flag. I don't care. But when you're like burning our shit down and only waving the Mexican flag and saying fuck America and stuff like that, then you're, like you brought it on yourself. Don't all be like, oh no, I can't. You're breaking the law by being here. Like we can't. Like the shitty thing is we can't have a fucking real conversation about immigration because they don't want to fix the problem. They want to keep this shit going. The Uniparty wants to keep this shit going and they never want to fix the problem. This has been a problem for decades. It's just getting worse and worse. And it's addressable. It is.
You can fix part of it by only counting citizens. Like you want to do a census where you count everybody, but only the count of actual citizens of the US should count towards the number of representatives.
And this bullshit, like they're paying taxes. Okay, they're paying sales tax, right? But they're not paying income tax.
Right.
They're not, for the most part, they're not paying income tax. I fucking hate tax. I hate tax.
Yeah.
But if you're going to come, but I understand the way of the world, right? So if we have to pay it, you should have to pay it. But you know what? If we can come to an understanding where none of us pay it, okay, let's go there. I'm fine. But you still got to be a citizen. You still got to be checked out. Make sure you don't have any diseases. You're not super inbred. I mean, we have our own to deal with. And all kinds of other stuff that, I growing up in Southern California, there was a lot of families who immigrated here who were just fully assimilated, and that's fine. But again, we can't get to the real conversation we need to have when you're burning down a city and fucking destroying whatever vestige there was of your cause. You're just destroying it. And like, this is a campaign ad for the midterms. They're just going to run this shit all the time.
I was going to say it's definitely going to affect the midterms.
Dude, the midterms, I was kind of down on the midterms. I'm like, but now I'm like, oh, okay. Fuck. Yeah. And the whole Elon versus Trump thing just disappeared. Absolutely. Pride Month's been crazy this month.
Well, it's been non-existent. We haven't seen lots of crazy shit.
No. Did I see David Duchovny's new YouTube channel? First interviews are with Chris Carter and Justine Bateman. No, I'm going to have to.
Whoa, Justine. That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm going to have to go to that there. He's hosting some declassified show on history that I'm going to watch. Okay, Chris, what do you got to show us?
If you could share screen there, I'll show you.
Oh, that's cute.
The new popcorn bucket. It's crypto. Let's look. Okay.
I like the dog bowl. That's fine. How much is this one, Chris?
Oh, I'm sure it's like you heard about Galactus. Is $85. $85, and it's huge.
It's massive, and that's how much I've had to get a couple of the popcorn things off eBay, and the resale value is double of what you pay usually. It's double. Like I needed that alien one.
I like the dog bowl.
I like the dog bowl too. I'm down with the dog bowl. This movie's going to be better than Fantastic Four. 100% better.
100%.
I don't know if it's gonna be great, but it's gonna be better than Fantastic Four.
I think also for opening night, I guess if you go to the fan early screening, you get a comic book.
Was James Gunn on it?
No, there's a pick. So there you go. For the opening night, you get a comic. That's cool. I mean,
that's fine. That's I'm going to the fan event. We got our tickets, right, Chris?
Yeah, we do. We have for the Tuesday, so we'll see it 2 days early.
Yeah, I'm going to see it on Tuesday. It was in a bunch of theaters. It wasn't just in IMAX for me. It was because the Flash one was just in IMAX when they did that. This was in a bunch of theaters, so I was able to get tickets very easily. And it did not crash for me at all. And we did it like right when it went on sale. Like you text me, I was like, boom. So yeah, we'll see. I mean, like, it's going to be the most scrutinized superhero film. Well, at least until Fantastic Four comes out.
But I think mostly it'll be played safe. I don't mean, I just mean in the sense that even Jimmy Olsen looks like Jimmy Olsen from the comics. The guy they cast is great.
There's no like egregious female Silver Surfer thing.
Right. There's nothing egregious. Everyone is pretty much,
I think
comic.
We'll see how they get like Lois, right? Because Lois didn't come off great in that first trailer, but that's one scene. I think I can't remember her name. I just remember her assets, but they got a great Lois Lane. She looks like Lois Lane.
Rachel Brosnahan.
Rachel Bros. Yeah.
Yes.
Hell yeah. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I hope it's fucking great.
There's a new trailer. If you
there is, let's take a look.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Okay. How many people are dying in these buildings?
Yeah, exactly.
Did they evacuate this entire city? Okay, because like that's the first thing I am thinking of is what was the big criticism of Zack Snyder?
Right.
Was him having a big fight in the city. Now, I wasn't as critical because I read comic books and there was a lot of fights in big cities.
Yeah.
To the point where in the comics, both DC and Marvel have organizations that clean up after superheroes. So, so that would be is how many people are, if we're moving away from the Zack Snyder stuff, how many people are in these buildings? Because a lot of people are dying.
Oh yeah. Between just these two, I'd say 20 to 30,000.
Oh, these two buildings? Yeah. I'd say 5,000, 5 or 6,000 deaths. I mean, just think of it as equated to 9/11, right? And they had time to get out of there. Some people did.
Well, and then the people around peripherally too.
Yeah.
There's going to be quite a.
And then there's going to be the long-term damage of all the dust and asbestos probably in those buildings, you know. Let's see it.
1 second.
What was that?
Some of the CG's looking kind of unfinished to me. Maybe it's just the quality of the video.
Yeah.
I'm seeing the separation from foreground to background, like big time. So I don't know, like if it feels like it's missing some blurriness. I like, but it might be whatever resolution they uploaded this. And listen,
this is on Twitter, so
I'm not sweeping for this fucking thing. I'm just saying, like when the robots pick them up, that looked like fucking fake. That looked terrible. But I like some of the action.
Yeah.
It seems like more of a story than just a moment.
Yeah, we're getting a lot more. We're actually getting some like dialogue. So
and Lex Luthor, Nicholas Hoult as Luthor is great, pretty good.
No, I like the cast. You know what? My only major complaint about this, because I think that the effects will look probably fine in the theater. They just don't look great here. I don't like the music.
It's too computer. It's not organic.
It's not like, it's lacking weight, depth, soul.
Yeah.
It's not it's the fisheye fucking effect that they're doing. Yeah. Like,
it's a super wide angle lens.
Goofy.
It distorts things. It doesn't. I think that cinematographer was a bad choice. It's the guy from Flashpoint or
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I
I mean,
mean,
like him, like wiping out a bunch of bad
Flash.
guys with his fucking heat vision is cool. Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, this is a lot better.
Yeah, it is.
The more we see of Superman and the less we see of James Gunn, the better this movie becomes. The more we see of Fantastic Four, the less that looks good. You know.
I just noticed something in the trailer. I don't know what he's holding. It looks like a little alien baby.
What is that? And who's that?
Oh, that's Metamorpho's kid.
Oh, so
it's crazy. He's really going full on goofy.
So the thing is, like, Metamorpho is kids being held captive and he's being forced to create kryptonite. That's what I think the deal was.
Oh, interesting.
This movie is gonna be.
There's already a toy of it and stuff.
Probably.
Oh my god.
No, there is. There's 100% a toy of it. Yeah.
I don't know. Look, I think it's going to be a very different Superman than Donner 78 version. You know, it's going to be.
No, it's going full comic book. It looks like they are going full, like, Silver Age-ish comic book, which I am not against at all.
We'll see if mainstream public gets it or cares. I don't know.
I mean, where else you gonna go? You've done dark, like over serious, grounded, dark, over and fucking over again. Yeah, like where else can you go? Like, hey, let's maybe adapt the comic books. Let's see what happens. So, and it could come off terrible. I know, I understand. But yeah,
it might come off like overly sentimental or simple, but maybe that's kind of what we need. Is just grounded in goodness and sentimentality, and like we don't.
I'm not
see
against
that.
Yeah,
I'm not against it.
I am so against a nihilistic Superman. Okay, like fundamentally, it's everything about it wrong with how they approach a lot of characters. There's a lot of nihilistic superheroes out there. It ain't fucking Superman. Okay. Yeah, we'll see. I'll be there. Yeah, at least we don't get stalker Superman and a Superman who lets his dad die in a tornado.
Right, that was pretty dark.
You take that scene out, I like the movie so much more.
Yeah,
because there's a lot of stuff I like about Man of Steel. There is.
Yeah, same. I like it. I like a grounded, serious Superman, but maybe take a bit of the darkness out of it. A lot of the problems with that movie are the tone. It was the destruction of Metropolis was scary. It was. I mean, it was.
I really like the Krypton stuff too. The Krypton stuff in the beginning.
The Krypton stuff is so awesome. Good, so good. And Russell Crowe is great.
Yep,
he's really good as Jor-El. I mean,
Superman is not a dark character, man. They've tried in the comics too. Don't like they've tried. They've tried. He's just not. He's not an anti-hero.
Well, I hope it beats FF.
I think it will. I think it will.
Yeah. Based
on everything that's going on with Marvel right now, since Deadpool and Wolverine, Agatha came out, 46-watt show. It did beat out Daredevil, which was the out of 100. It was the 92nd most watched show. And Captain African American flopped, and Thunderbolts flopped, and now we know that it's going to be Mary Sue Storm, and it's going to be more MCU. They just can't get out of their own fucking way. They don't know how. And at this point, it's all on Kevin Feige. You gotta but getting rid of Kevin Feige is like getting rid of Kevin Feige would be like getting rid of Kathleen Kennedy. It would change nothing.
See, I don't even think it's Feige. I think it is whatever you want to call the Hollywood version of the deep state. It's corporate.
I would call it the deep state.
Like corporate America. Yeah. Corporate America is so ingrained in this that even when he thinks he's making a pivot, there are forces he must deal with that make it impossible. And maybe this is a good time to share that Hanna-Barbera video. bear with it for like 2 minutes, but tell me where to pause, Gary. But listen very carefully. By the way, the audio is not great.
All right.
And it's from 1985. Keep this in mind. Okay. So, ready? Here we go.
Wait. Put up closed caption. Turn on closed captions.
Where do you do that? Right here?
There. Boom.
This
There you
is
go. Okay.
yeah.
Good. Here we go.
Whole thing like that. That would take 1 hour and a half for 2 stories. The whole pitch. And I remember doing 5 of them in one day. 5. One scream, and every troll in town heads for the door. You know what I mean?
Barbera is still pitching, but the times, the tastes, and the sensibilities have changed.
Why should the female scream?
She just stopped screaming. She didn't scream.
Why did you feel the need to have a host?
I think we felt a need for an adult figure.
Well,
I mean, it isn't the school.
Well, the host controls.
So
This
you
is
wouldn't
the
really
mentor.
call. Why do you call him a host?
The people who pick children's programs for the networks, like NBC's Phyllis Tucker Vincent and her aides, insist that Barbera stick to their rule.
What do you think, Gary?
I think it's been going on for a long time.
That's what I'm saying.
Why would the woman scream? Have you seen a woman in a dangerous situation?
Yeah.
How many of them scream?
Yeah.
9 out of 10. A lot of dudes scream too. Don't worry.
But it's this committee of, and I knew about this back when John Cristofalusi was doing Ren and Stimpy, and he complained about the female executives all the time.
Yep.
That was in the 80s, man, or no, 90s, early 90s. But there's a little bit more, but you get what I'm hinting at here.
Yeah.
There are forces deep in corporate Hollywood that make it impossible. I mean, I'll be surprised. But I think the smart ones, people like the James Gunn or the Chris Nolan, are like, I've heard you, and I've heard you. I don't agree with you, and just do whatever the fuck they want.
Yeah.
Okay,
Well, I mean, that's how you play the game, right?
you play the game by listening and then doing what you're going to do anyways.
You go, okay, yeah, I'll take that under advisement, and then completely ignore them.
Exactly. But this is freaking 1985. I'll play a little bit more, and you tell me when to stop.
No racial or sexual stereotypes. Few words of more than one syllable, and above all, easy with the violence. What was once considered slapstick is now considered antisocial.
I have one comment about your military school guys. No minority kids. That's the other thing you could even think about.
Wow.
In today's military schools, there's girls.
You are right. You are right. Good heavens. This all results.
Gary, I mean, do you even need to comment? You're just seeing
I
it.
do. How many of those girls are watching his stuff?
I don't
2%,
know.
3%.
Yeah.
It's the death of imagination. It is. When you dictate creativity, it's the death of imagination, and that's what it is. And that's why Hollywood, by trying to be diverse, has become homogenous shit. It's become the same story, the repeated pattern. In an opposite way, Matt Walsh had his take on Mexican food, says basically, it's a taco rearranged, which is true, but Mexican food rules. We can go on the opposite end of the spectrum and say woke intersectional message storytelling is the same 5 fucking themes rearranged. And it's all under one umbrella: oppressed versus oppressor, finding a victim class, turning heroes into victims. What's been in the conversation lately with the flop of Ballerina, when people aren't talking about LA being on fire, is people think it wasn't that bad of a movie. The movie's fine. I think it's a streaming movie, but it's inoffensive. It's fine. It's, go out and have a good time. But it flopped because of the sins of the previous movies, the sins of Hollywood, which is the girl boss trope. You've told it over and over and over again, and it's never been good. It's never been a hit. Yes, there's outliers from 20 years ago because it was different because there was a lot of males action movies. So we throw in a girl once in a while, and you actually put some people who know what the fuck they're doing, and you make one that's pretty decent once in a while. Now it's become everything, and they don't act like girls. And so when they try to fix it with Furiosa and Ballerina, which aren't necessarily girl boss movies, but they're treated like girl boss movies because people are tired of it. And ultimately, people are tired of it's a cheap way to do a remake. It's like, let's just do this with a girl. Let's just do this with a black guy. Let's just do this with a gay guy. But you're not actually making anything new. You're making the copy of a 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 copy. And then you're filling it full of message. So when you don't fill it full of message, people are fucking done with it. They're absolutely done with it because you have it's all creative bankruptcy. It's all laziness. And it is the bigotry of low expectations. It's like, look, little minority person, we'll give you some hand-me-downs. Now you can thank us, your white saviors, your woke white women saviors in Hollywood. Aren't we great? Now we're going to go party without you at a cocktail party at our house where we don't live within 30 miles of you. Bye-bye. That's the mentality that we're dealing with every fucking day. And now it's in politics. It's much bigger.
I think there is a Hollywood deep state that isn't even aware of itself. That's been seeded since, again, 1985. That's what this video is from. And it was on 60 Minutes. Hear how he sums it up. He basically is saying that all entertainment is being gentrified. I'm not his words, but I can play a little bit more, Gary, if you like.
Sure.
So
It's in a kind of a policing which is necessary, and results in a kind of a leveling off of the kind of entertainment. It's all the same, it seems to me.
Homogenized.
Yeah, the way they rationalize, they say anything that can be imitated by a child we don't want to see. Therefore, you don't even throw pies in anybody's faces anymore. But
can you imagine that? No more cream pies in people's faces.
It's never been the same
in our entertainment.
Yeah.
A cream pie to the face is something that is like it's iconic.
It was a staple
would say
it was iconic in the 70s. It was like in every variety show you could think of.
Cream pie to the face.
Yeah. Well, there's different cream pies now, Chris.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not thinking of that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. I don't know if you want me to keep playing, but I think you get the idea.
We get the idea.
I can
send me the whole thing.
Yeah, I'll send it to you.
Who found that for you? Do you know?
A guy named Michael. I don't know if he wants his full name, but he
Thanks,
just said,
Michael.
"Hey, thanks, Michael." And we reacted to it on Versus, and the clip of it is blowing up on my channel. So
that's good. And yeah, it's been seeded for a long time, and it just got to ridiculous parody levels in the last we're going on 10 years. All right. So if you want to, like, the woke shot heard around the world in film was Ghostbusters 2016. Was that stuff happening beforehand? Sure. But the one that really started blowing was Ghostbusters 2016. We're coming up on its 10-year anniversary. We're a year away.
This is what I'm saying about Marvel claiming we're doing a turnaround. We did this, but they can't do it because the deep state, so-called the corporate infrastructure of all of this, is so seeded with unspoken rules and layers of approval that nothing can come out that's not homogenized. Their words at the time.
It's creative oppression.
Yes,
and that's their own language.
Yes, and that's why FF looks to be a Sue Storm girl boss story with team up with Silver Surfer to take down Galactus, and the men are sidelined, and they're useful in their own way, but they're not take charge, and it's not accurate to the comics. I don't know. I saw the FF as a team. You'd have certain stories, certain characters, would be the highlight or the star, or their power would come into play. I mean, Sue was always powerful, but Reed was the leader always.
Mm-hmm.
And I think in contrast, being released so close to Superman, you will now notice it because nothing about Superman leads me to believe. I think Superman will be tested and beat up a lot in the movie. In Gunn Superman, he will be tested and beat up. But, you know, I don't see anything of that kind of BS. So I don't know.
No. They're going to do like Future Found. So they're starting at basically the end, like they like to do. So they're going to adapt somewhat more modern Fantastic Four. So Future Foundation, where essentially Sue's the administrator and Reed's the engineer. Yeah. Right. But she's the boss. Oh yeah. And they're doing Incredibles 3.
Cool.
Not cool. Brad Bird's writing it, but he's not directing it. And I hated the last one so much. I love the first one, but they are doing Incredibles 3. So yeah, we get more sequels. When did Incredibles 2 come out? 2019? I think 2019. It wasn't that long ago. But yeah, it's same old, creative bankruptcy. I just, I think we just want something new.
Yeah.
I don't think we're going to get it. At this point, but I definitely think Superman's better than Fantastic Four. And we see the problems that we've had forever on this. You saw Ballerina, Chris. What'd you think?
I enjoyed it. It was look, I do like that they said, hey, you can't beat a man. You've got to fight a different way. Although that song at the end credits was so stupid. I thought it was terrible.
Evanescence. Yeah. Well,
yeah, that was lame.
It's Evanescence to begin with, but
it's okay. What do I expect from a Anna de Armas led ballerina movie about the character Eve? I mean, it's a streaming thing. It's not a movie, right? But it was good. The flamethrower fight was great. I liked the grenades. It was solid action. It wasn't girl bossy as it could have been. John Wick wasn't just a cameo. He got to do stuff. So I had fun watching it and whatever, but my expectations were so low. And then it was like, oh, okay. It was better than that. So
it was fine. The movie's fine. Yeah. It's fine. Does it need to exist? No. I kind of felt the same way about Furiosa. It's like great action directing. George Miller still has it, man. What he fucking wasted his time on this. Should have done a Mad Max movie.
Yeah.
And it would have done better. Another John Wick movie would have done better. You can't. John Wick movies are John Wick movies with Keanu Reeves. They are not. It's not a world. It's not something you could spin off.
Yeah.
And they're rethinking it all now because this thing flopped almost a year. Not to the date. It's like a year and a couple weeks from Furiosa flopping for precisely the same reasons. Like they are the same fucking movie.
And I think FF could very well flop.
Ooh, that would be.
You think?
If it does, it's bad. Obviously it's bad anyway, but it's really bad. It is back to the drawing board. Oh shit, bad.
I think the no movies for a year and a half is back to the drawing board. Doomsday will be the reset.
I love that Scarlett Johansson wanted to take her name off Thunderbolts. She has an EP credit probably due to some
contractual thing
based on like she helped develop the Black Widow character because of some of her thoughts. So that gives her some say in it. And that gives her like an EP credit where she gets a couple of bucks. She didn't even want that. She's like, nah, I'm done.
Wow.
Nope. Crazy. But yeah, it's all going to be LA. Well, in a city near you this weekend. I don't know how much
you think so. I think part of sending in the National Guard and the Marines is arrest the people doing the bad stuff. Like zero tolerance for violence or any act that could,
I think
like throwing rocks at cars. Like that's
the
not
only reason Bass and Newsom are going to do anything is because it's making them look bad. Like that's the only reason they're going to be doing something. And Trump beat them to it, and now they look horrible. So now they imposed a curfew. I don't even know if that was even possible, and I didn't see the end result of it in LA. But places like, if it starts jumping off in Portland and Seattle, that shit'll go on forever. That because they will get no help from their local government. Yeah. So it just depends on the city. Stuff will probably jump off in Austin. That will be quelled pretty quickly. Our governor came out last night and just basically signed in fucking the cops are allowed to do whatever the fuck they need to do. So, and plus you're in Texas. One thing I mentioned this before. One observation I've made moving from California to Texas is, I've seen a lot less of, Chris. Like, I haven't seen an instance of it. Road rage. Road rage is something you see in California all the fucking time. Like, anytime you drive on the freeway, you see somebody like getting on somebody's ass, or they're screaming at each other and shit. It's like not unusual. You don't see that much in I haven't seen it in Texas, and that's because everybody's packing heat. So makes you a nicer driver. No way. Really?
What?
Brian Jones, hang on. Hang on. I just lost it in the chat.
What's happening?
Not Brian Jones, Brian Wilson. Has died.
He passed away?
Yes, Brian Wilson of the Beach Boys has passed away. Music legend. At 82. R.I.P.
Damn.
Musical genius, Brian Wilson. Like, on another level, had a lot of had mental problems, health problems, lots of problems, but musical genius. R.I.P. Brian Wilson.
Wow.
Lived to 82. A rock star living to 82 is like the normal person living to 200.
Right.
And he did so many drugs. He did. In the 60s. So rest in peace, Brian Wilson. Chris, you've been asked this a million times. Anything going down in Pasadena?
Nothing. There was nothing. I mean, there was an alert that went out that something might happen, but haven't seen it in Pasadena at all. Nope. It's really this one area, and then some copycats like in Santa Ana, where it was just people showing up to brawl, and then all they do is yell at each other and film TikToks. Everything. I love it that everything, it's like got to be shot with your phone, for some social media clout.
Yeah.
But no. And I don't think that generally people are for like flags of another country being waved about in our faces with people indignant and ungrateful. Like, just the concept is annoying to me. Like, hey, that's against the law. Go through the correct ways of doing it or whatever. I don't know. Why is this? I don't know. I don't see it as even a right or a left wing thing. It's like a logic thing. Like, I don't know. We have a country and we have laws. We abide by them. And if you come to the country, you don't abide by the laws, you don't get to be in this country. I think it's very simple. And it's not a right wing, far right anything. It's just I don't know, on its face value. And I don't like, even the conversation surrounding this is so volatile. And I see it as like, hey, you can't come here when you're not supposed to be here.
Right.
And the more that people misbehave in illegal ways, the less sympathy they're going to get from the public. I see it as so simple. I don't know, but I'm pretty simple when it comes to that shit. When I see people doing this stuff and it's disruptive, you only push people the other direction when you see them marching on freeways and shutting it down, or it's like whatever your cause is, I don't like you now. I'm against what you are trying to push because you're inconveniencing all these other people. There could be someone in an ambulance that needs help going to a hospital. You prevent that from happening. That has happened, by the way.
It's happened in Toronto.
Yeah, I mean, F these people. So grandstanding and make it all about themselves, like throwing soup on art in museums or paint. I you have not convinced me. You've convinced me the other direction.
Right.
So,
and I think that speaks for a lot of people. That's why this is not a good look here. Let me,
why do you have some, let's just snipe D-Day Cronkite.
Oh, is he live? I didn't even know he's live.
I don't know.
I want to point this out. So Walmart is trying to distance themselves from the heiress who made a bunch of money off Walmart, who doesn't serve on the board, apparently. Walmart faces MAGA boycott after heiress funds No Kings ad. That's what I was talking about earlier. And
what's that?
So that's what's the protest that's happening Saturday. It's happening. It's a well-funded protest that I guess is against the America First agenda. Walmart heiress Christy Walton is facing backlash, and Walmart is facing some calls for boycott from Trump supporters after placing a full page ad in the New York Times. Oh, not just the New York Times, every major rag in the country, by the way, urging Americans to attend town halls and engage in civic discourse. While the, by the way, billionaire heiress, Christy Walton. While the No King's Day ad did not mention President Donald Trump, except the ads that put the crown on his head by name, it emphasized on the values like honoring commitments to allies, defending against dictatorships, and respecting trading partners, was widely interpreted as a critique of Trump's foreign policy and the tariffs, right? I think people were trying to conflate this with the tariffs. By the way, they just had a deal with China. The spokesperson for Walmart told Newsweek the advertisements from Christy Walton are in no way connected to or endorsed by Walmart. She does not serve on the board or play any role in decision-making at Walmart. Walmart has faced criticism in the last several months, being one of the many companies targeted by the economic blackout movement this year, alongside Amazon, Nestle, and General Mills. The backlash could cause MAGA-leaning American shoppers to step back from the retailer, which would be bad, potentially impacting sales as the chains faces criticisms from other groups as well. The ad paid for by Walmart heiress concluded with the statement, "The honor, dignity, and integrity of our country is not for sale." You make money from Walmart. Show up, attend your town halls, and be civil. Be civil. So a billionaire during this time right now, so we have riots already. So we got a billionaire out there, or the heiress of a billionaire, who will be just fine in her mansion, is funding and advertising protests during this time. During this time. It's unfucking believable. Unfucking believable. And protected. Very protected. She will have security in her house. Nobody's getting anywhere near her house. She will not live anywhere near any of these places she's telling people to go. Yeah, like what? This is true. Unfortunately, we do not have many options. Where are we going if there isn't Walmart? You're right. Walmart is taking out a lot of small business.
Yeah.
Amazon ain't much better.
This is
No, they're actually worse.
This is from the Great Atomic Lori. I don't know if you want to see this. Can I share screen here, Gary?
Of course.
Show something related to what we're discussing here. Savannah Hernandez. I don't know if you know her.
Yeah, I am aware of her. Yes, I do not know her. But.
Yeah, said just watch two white liberals stop traffic and tell a mother who was begging to go to work that illegals and their children are important. I then asked how they felt about stopping a black woman from getting to work. They both laughed in our faces. You want to see the video?
Yeah.
Here it
And
is.
man bun. Oh, he's high as fuck. She looks like a school teacher. She looks like a teacher's aide.
How is this a peaceful protest if there's nothing peaceful? No, it's not.
How do y'all as white people feel about stopping a black woman from going to work?
Oh no, not work.
Yeah, we know you don't go to work.
So you don't care about stopping
The
black
look on her
people
face
from
was
going to work?
so good.
Look at this line that you guys are causing. I'm not causing no problems. I'm not trying to. We're just trying to leave. But I have a kid. If
Wow.
These people are that dude, that typical LA fucking man bitch.
Douchebag.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking man bitch.
Rides around on his fucking bicycle all day with his fucking man bun.
Yeah.
Smelling like patchouli oil, covering
Yeah.
up his lack of bathing for a few days. Yeah, that ain't a man. That is no
Yeah.
man.
She's
That is-
literally the woman is trying to get to work.
I know. It's privilege that they get to peacefully protest and block other people from trying to get.
Did
to
you hear what
I love
the woman said? This is peace. So the one that looks like a school teacher.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
promise you, she's a school teacher.
Yeah. But it's a weird sense of entitlement, and it's a lot of I don't know, a lot of trust fund kids in LA that have luxury views about the world because they never had to struggle for anything or work a real job.
Remember,
Ugh.
remember during the Summer of Love, there was this little white dude who was beating people with fucking bike locks, and when they arrested him, he was a teacher. He was a fucking teacher. I believe it was at San Francisco State.
Oh my God.
Yep, that's why Summer of Love during the summer. Lots of teachers, a lot of politicians. I saw one of the protesters was the chick from Full House. One of the chicks from Full House. Yeah. Yeah, he was a professor. Yep. Thank you, Yellow Flash. I remember that guy.
Hey, Yellow Flash.
What's up, Yellow Flash? So it's all planned. It's all paid for, and it's mostly our tax dollars that are paying for this. This is probably leftover USAID's money, or they have shifted it to some other organization, more than likely, where they can farm it out through third-party entities, charities, PACs, all that stuff. It's all being paid for. The guy who was delivering masks at downtown LA was connected to the Teamsters, and supposedly, according to Twitter, some radical militant thing. So definitely part of the Teamsters, though, which is weird. You would think the Teamsters Union would be for responsible. We'll be nice about this. Responsible immigration. But he was a Teamster. Oh, that guy, what was he on? Something that made him very euphoric.
Yeah.
Something that made him very euphoric. That is not the look. That is not the face of a sane person. That is the face of the fucking woke left right there. There's your new face for your thumbnails. Yellow Flash.
Yeah.
His little weird grin. There's your fucking face, and her yelling in the background. That's the yeah. Oh, and the deep state's behind this. Of course they are. They don't like Trump.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if the CIA is behind this at all. Strigoi for $20 says, my sister works in healthcare. She's talked about how much the feds were watching and interfering in hospital operations during COVID, mandating treatments against hospital wishes, threatening jail/licenses for non-compliance. There was a lot of that going on, and there was a lot of payola. A lot of money. Batman for $5 says, love you guys. Have to ask, where did Chris get his chair from? The one that's currently on fire?
Oh, the fire chair?
Yeah, where'd you get your chair?
God, I got this chair years ago from some, I think all I had to do was plug it with an offer code and I got it for free.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
Some
nice.
gaming chair, and I don't remember. I'm sorry about that.
Well, I'll be able to stream well and make videos now, thanks to
Thank
Meta,
goodness.
thanks to Meta PCs.
Speaking of streaming, I got all 6 episodes of Ironheart.
What?
And yeah, I got all 6. I can watch them starting this Monday. I'm thinking of having a maybe some friends over, do a watch along, maybe for members only. I don't know. Might just watch the show.
God, that's
all
it's
6
not 6
episodes.
hours, so it's probably gonna be
No,
4.5 or 5.
It's probably 3 hours because
3
30-minute episodes. I'm guessing it'll be short episodes.
So it'll be like 35 minutes and 7 minutes of credits.
Credits and all that shit. But
yeah, well, have fun with that.
yeah, exactly.
The infamous Guapo, 2 parts for $10 says, "Hey, Dad, ranters, been a while, but took some advice from Gary a few months ago and stepped back from the bullshit management and stepped to less stress spot for now. Less need stuff for me right now because the kids come first. But I have to say that I'm done with the cope of everyone thinking or wanting Fantastic Four and Superman being good. I think Hood Ornament Girl Surfer is not near as bad as Pascal is the face of the new era of the smartest man. We'll see how that plays out. It depends on how much she's in it. In theory, he will be one of the main people in the next decade of films for all the MCU. No. Well, I'm not going to argue with you there. Him being one of the future faces of the MCU is fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
Aaron Pipes for $5. Has Frank been arrested? Chris needs to rein him in.
I've not been arrested.
You've not been arrested.
Yeah.
Batman for $5. I'm going back to work today. My dad died a few days ago. Oh no. And it's been hard.
Sorry.
I feel so bad for my mom. Chris, where do you get it's a Batman chair. It's your Batman chair.
Sorry it's not literally I took a patch and I put this on a chair. Like it's just a large Batman patch. I think I paid like $20 for it. And I just put it off. I'll have to turn off the background. I should do that. I'll turn it off. I'll turn it off here.
It's actually a good idea because I mean you can do anything with these types of pillows.
Yeah, it's just like I don't know, like it's so weird because I see people like they'll buy a Batman backpack and it's literally a backpack with a Batman logo on it. I just buy patches and put them on things that I like. So I don't know. Yeah, so it's literally a patch on a chair. Nothing more. So you can make your own. Yeah.
Own.
I told Jeremy to change his name to D-Day Cronkite. Other people encourage him. D-Day Cronkite. That's his new name.
That is. I agree with that.
Or Asman Cobra.
Mexi Rage for $10 says, my grandfather came here legally and he hates the illegals and I have no allegiance to Mexico. Was born here, raised here, and I will die here. All these ungrateful people and thieves got to stop it. They got to be grateful. The Dead Man for $2 says, today is my 46th trip around the sun. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
You're still young for 4 more years. It's all downhill from there. Chris, you can be the hero we need. You can be Gore, says Rudy for $2.
I'll take it.
I'm Gore. Get your roofing done before cheap labor gets deported, says Louis C for $5.
Oh my God.
Well, yeah, contracting is going to be tough, and I'm going to need contractors very soon. Because of the authoritarian COVID policies in California, we weren't allowed to be with our aunt or with Down syndrome and cancer as she was dying in the hospital. Fuck Newsom in California.
Yeah.
Tired retro gamer for $9.99. Lots of stories like that.
That sucks.
Couldn't visit people in hospice. Ugh. Good boy, Chris Gore, getting his government mandated jab, says Defending the Truth. He chose. It was a chosen.
It was look, based on I never judged anyone that refused it. That's the difference. It's I think any choice. I know a lot of people that had different reasons for not getting it. And like that's great. I'm of a certain age, not gonna have kids, thought I'll get it. But I'm no lapdog for the government. I'm a Gen Xer who questions everything. But in that case, I made a bad choice. And I'm accountable. I'm not blaming anyone, but I will trust far less in the future. And medicine was something I always trusted my doctor. I had a great doctor. This guy was like 80. He was old school. He was not an alarmist. Everything wasn't solved with a pill, and he died over the so-called pandemic. I didn't have a GP for a couple of years and then got a new doctor that's very based. I like this guy. So Dr. Chung, I don't know if you are related, X-Ray Girl.
They probably are.
Dr. Chung.
Like
most
my
likely
distant
are.
fifth cousin, maybe.
Yeah, there you go.
And you're all related to Genghis Khan. So Balls for Teeth for $10 says, I can't thank you all enough when I say that, Gary. Chris, looking forward to catching up on your videos on Hollywood, on the rocks, and all of your various cohorts for keeping my third shift life lively.
Thanks, man.
Hell yeah. Hail to the working man out there. Storefronts have to compete with a global market, aka Amazon, to remain competitive. It's impossible with overhead just for existing. Combine that with animalistic citizenry, and you get a ghost town. Yep. Like San Francisco is not as lively as it used to be 5 years ago. LA was kind of coming out of it, but it's not as lively as it was 5 years ago. There's a lot of people left. Can we say the quiet part out loud yet? 95% of all the country's problems can be traced directly to white liberals, minorities, and non-Christians. I could say white liberals for sure. They are in charge of a lot of shit. D's Weebos for $9.99. Gary, that nonsense wouldn't happen in San Antonio. The Latinos here, the Tejanos, take pride in our state and community. That's why we don't get along with California Latinos. What about Californians, though? Former Californians, you okay with them? I tried to kick the ladder out from behind me on that one. I really did. I try to tell people every day, don't come to Texas. There's guns everywhere. There's Republicans everywhere. People go to church on Sunday. Shit closes early.
I think some of this sentiment that's, being bubbled to the surface in this anger is all this land acknowledgement nonsense. It gives people a sense of entitlement, like this is our land. Like it really, that's a scary. That land acknowledgement thing, I always roll my eyes. They try to get it to be on TV, like the Oscars will do a land acknowledgement, right? It's. I think whenever I see that, I want to yell, "Give the land back!" If you're so guilty, give back the land. You fuckers. It's annoying when I hear those land acknowledgments. It's some lame, I don't know, white progressive guilt thing.
And they're trying to dictate them now for filming in LA.
Yeah, fuck you.
Crazy. And it's like, who exactly do you make that acknowledgement to? If you are even somewhat of a cursory student of history, is the acknowledgement go to the Mexicans, the Spanish, the Native American tribes that were there? What about the Clovis people prior to that? What about the Neanderthals who were here 150,000 years ago? Where do we start?
Yeah.
Where do we start? Who had it first? We took it fair square. We did. Gary's Doctor Who video is incredible. Thanks, Gary, for that. It's from Joe Chapman for £5 British. Thank you. Thank you. Put a lot into that one. And that's Perry's best editing job ever. And that ending was good touch there, buddy. So we put a lot into that. And it's long. So thanks for watching it. I appreciate it. D-Gay Cobra's busted balloon knot for $5. As the anus of Jeremy, a homosexual man, I'm glad he streamed for 27 hours of coverage rather than getting reamed for 27 hours, guys. I appreciate the break.
No. By 27 guys.
Oh, 27 guys. By reamed by 27 guys. Oh, shit. I fucked that up.
It's okay.
Well,
I mean, either or, I don't know.
I don't know.
Sounds
Sitting in a
horrible.
chair for 27 hours ain't good for you either. I mean, it's better than being reamed by 27 guys. Okay.
Or for 27 hours.
Yeah.
Either or.
Not good for your balls either. You got to stand up once in a while. Let that shit breathe. America is not race, religion, ethnicity, etc., says Scott McKenzie. All right. If I were a hatchet man advising Trump, I'd tell him to just let LA destroy itself while running ads with footage of the protests and the tagline, "This is what happens when you vote for Democrats."
Hey, Gary, have you seen the protests of the Joel Schumacher cut of Batman Forever?
Yes, I've seen that video.
It's glorious.
It's long.
I love that video.
It's really long.
I love it.
It's funny. You could show like a couple seconds of it.
But
that video is, how long is that video, man?
It's like 8 minutes, but
it's 8 minutes.
It's so good. I know the filmmaker, a guy named Damon Packard. He's been experimenting with AI for a long time. It's good. I mean, I'll show a little and maybe play it with no audio while you're reading super chat.
There you go.
You'll be There you go. So here, just real quick, here, just a little sound to set up context.
It's gotta be a mistake. This just in, a micro cinema at a video store just canceled a highly anticipated screening of Batman Forever, and fans are outraged.
Don't you realize this is dangerous and irresponsible?
Release the Schumacher cut now! Release the Schumacher cut! Oh my God!
Oh God, yeah. That music has got to go.
Yeah. Anyways, I gotta get coffee. Can I get coffee?
Yeah, go get coffee.
I'll be right back. I'll be right back.
Horrific Batman Schumacher cut riots, which are worse than the LA riots.
Why is D-Day Cobra not covering this? Why is D-Day not on top?
He doesn't care about Batman.
He's got to get his priorities straight.
He really does.
So I'll be right back, Gary.
2020 Summer of Love, 2025 Verano del Armor says Schnex for $2. The guys, Smoke and Scan YouTuber has given some of the best coverage of LA riots. By the way, go A's. Las Vegas A's, the Sacramento A's, or the Oakland A's?
I have no idea.
Chuck Berry for $5. Hail Gore and X-Ray right now. 12:55 Eastern Standard Time, or it's daylight time actually. There are 4 tickets sold between multiple screens at my theater. Large metro area too. Not looking good. Yeah, there's still tickets available.
Damn.
For the screenings if you don't want to see it in IMAX. It's a popcorn bucket, said Jeremy David for $2. Yes. They need people to get there to theaters. Bad. Andrew Knapp for $10. It's offensive when rioters and even protesters rely on the good graces of cops and normies in order to not get injured, i.e. blocking freeways. They really love doing that in the Bay Area. I've missed work because of that. And I didn't get paid. Anakbamon reviews and rants for $10. Too bad that innocent, totally real water monitors account gets such a visceral reaction from X-Ray Girl. Sure. If it was someone's alt account trolling her, it would be funny, but it's real. Poor thing. It's totally real.
Just like when Comics Division's ball sack super chats.
Good morning, Chris Gore. It's glad to see you're okay. He is more than okay because he is not within the 1 square mile area where all that shit's happening in LA. There's a little dot of it in Santa Ana, which is pretty far away, but yeah, it's not like the riots. It's not like Summer of Love. It's not like Rodney King where it was everywhere. Not yet, anyway. No one can eat 50 eggs for $10. A large number of people who aren't citizens flying the flag of another country, destroying property and hurting people sounds a bit like an invasion. Americans doing this somewhere else. Jackie James Smith for $4.99. Hey, just got here. Was wondering if y'all already talked about the new Superman trailer. We did. If you rewind a little bit or watch on the re-upload on Nerdrotic Live, we did talk about it. And I found some of the effects not great, but it's a better trailer. I just don't like the music. If you just slap some John Williams music on it, it would just slap better.
It's interesting that both the Ironheart trailer and the Superman trailer have vastly improved from the last trailers.
It's like they took notes.
Mm-hmm.
They read the comment section. Snacks for $5. If you want to keep FNT Rumble Hour, you can stream first half hour on Nerdrotic, then switch to G&G's Rumble channel, unless you're glad it's going. For simplicity's sake, yeah, so we're going to be done with Rumble on the 30th of this month, and the bonus hour, we're just going to go full to YouTube, and it's basically to keep my life simple. And plus the contract ran out. So there's that. There the contract runs out, and it was something I thought I'd try. And we talked about it in the beginning, and they were very gracious and generous, and they've been sweethearts to work with. But I like to keep things real simple on this channel. And now that we have all this IRL stuff going on in the background with my wife and stuff, I need to simplify some things, and that's part of it. It's just part of it, part of a simplification of the channel, just to focus more on the channel. Because yeah, I'm going to be traveling a lot back and forth between Texas and Wisconsin. That's why I'm here right now, because my wife's brother died back in February, and we're still dealing with a lot of things. This is where I would probably take a sponsor for. Get a trust. It's very helpful for your family. And he was young. He was younger than me, and it sucked. It's really sucked. So part of what I'm trying to do is I have to have more time for her. So I need to take less time. I need to just work it out and simplify the channel a little bit. And that's part of it. Part of one thing that's going to change. Are
you gonna cut back on shows?
I don't know yet. I might have to. I don't know yet. I'm trying not to, but I might have to.
Right.
I might have to. But we will see. It's not anything we could, because it's so unpredictable right now. So what's going on, currently, not to get I talked about it yesterday. My wife and her mom don't get along, never have. Really. So there was a big fight, and I talked about it on the stream. There was a fight over the body, right? So she JT cut his mom out of the will, completely. They were estranged, they didn't talk. It's a long history that we're not going to get into, but it was for good reason. It was for very good reason he did that. And she wanted to attend the funeral, and we're like, hey, we'll pay for the funeral, and then we'll do a separate, we'll attend, and then you can attend, right? But because she was direct next of kin and it wasn't mentioned in the will, she got hold of the body, and then she tried to hold that over us. And if you know anything about me or my wife, when you try to hold something up, we're like, fuck you. So we were like, okay, you keep the body, and we did our own service, and it was great. And it sucked that the body wasn't there. So the mom did her own separate service by her choice. And now she wants us to pay for it. And we could make everything go away and be nice and say, oh, we could pay for it, but we shouldn't have to pay for it. And the fact that you're holding it over us, again, I automatically default, and so does my wife, to fuck you. Fuck you. Try to make us pay for it. Do your best. Take your best fucking shot. So, and that's the vultures I was talking about. When somebody passes away, and I've had to deal with it in my family too. The people who you find out how much they actually cared about that loved one, which is not at all. And some of them were just, it sounded like they're downright happy they died. And it's like, fuck, it's just the ugliness of humanity, man. It really is. So it's not fun to deal with. And, my wife's been doing pretty much everything with the trust, and my boys are here helping her out and stuff. But it's not been a pleasurable experience. I'll say that. The White Snake for $2. Why should innocents be made to clean up LA? Why should our tax dollars clean up LA?
Yeah.
Why should my tax dollars or anybody else here who's not in California go to clean up LA when the government in LA did nothing? Eagle Eye for $1.99. All this Karen Bass talk has no one and not one Tiger King joke. Not one. Oh, I know. We've dropped the ball on that one. Karen Bass, famous communist, loves Castro. True. Like met him multiple times. Yeah. Cole Hauser, rah for 20 Canadian pesos. Hail Gary, Frank, and X-Ray. I have no interest in watching Superman, but would watch Superman 3 in theaters again. I still have a great heart for Superman 3. Praise Allah. Superman 3, not a great movie, but it's Christopher Reeve. Great. It's Christopher Reeve. And we did get a good 1/6 scale out of it because you got the red kryptonite Superman. Fet the Gray for $10. Longtime fans, first super. Well, thank you. Thank you. Going to SoCal at the first of the next month. What should have, I'm trying to.
Oh, what? What should a fan of old films see in Hollywood?
Where are the best burritos in San Diego? Well, you're going to LA next month. Hopefully it's calmed down next month.
Yeah.
But don't go downtown LA. I mean, on the best of days, I would say don't go to downtown LA. If you're going to around Hollywood, there are websites that can show you where famous films scenes were filmed. You want to go a little morbid, you go to the cemetery. I've done that,
Go to on Hollywood Boulevard. I go to Jameson's Irish Bar for cheap steak, prime rib. They do all you can eat prime rib on Wednesdays. Then go to Bordner's Bar, which is a classic old bar, Hollywood bar. Then go to Musso and Frank's there. It's pricey. Then you might want to try Scum and Villainy Cantina. That's a Star Wars bar further up Hollywood by Vine. And then by Vine.
And the guy working the door might be the one from onering.net, and he'll card you.
Exactly.
When you're 55 years old.
And then further down the street is another bar called the Frolic Room, another classic Hollywood. If you do that tour that's walking up Hollywood Boulevard, those are great venues. Not saying you have to drink, but they're like classic old school Hollywood bars with history, except for Jameson's, but they have good prime rib.
Yeah. Is it Cliff? Is Cliff? Which one from onering.net? There's
Cliff Broadway.
Was that the one working the door that
Correct.
night? Yeah.
Cliff Broadway.
Cliff Broadway. Yeah. He carded me. Tried to pretend.
I think it's a policy thing, whatever.
Sure it was, Chris. Except they didn't do it with everybody.
I
get carded sometimes too. And I'm thankful for it. But yeah, that was funny. I'm just sitting there. Rated M for $1.99. Heard Tom Cruise joining Henry Cavill's Warhammer. Thoughts? If that's true, that'd be huge if true. That's a huge if true.
Huge.
Enoch Maman reviews and rants for $2. No James Gunn popcorn bowl. I'm honestly surprised. I am too. That's a good point. Lady Greymaster for $5. New Superman Taylor dropped on Discord. We got it. Thank you, Lady Greymaster. You didn't have super chat. Eric K for $5. This looks like a James Gunn produced by James Gunn and directed by James Gunn. Yes. Hat Kid for $5. This chat is beyond pathetic. COVID is 100% over. Stop doing the tests. It's a dead flipping horse from 5 years ago. Move on, for fuck's sake. Jesus fucking Christ. Yeah, go ahead. Move on, Hat Kid. Move on. Just forget all about it. It's okay. Except there's a new strain going around.
There's always a new one.
There's always a new one because we made it. Defending Truth for $2. Gen Xers lying to themselves. This looks trash. Superman trailer?
Maybe.
It might I don't know. The only gauge I can say is I think it'll be better than Fantastic Four. As a matter of fact, I know it'll be better than Fantastic
Yeah,
Four.
I'm pretty sure.
I don't know if it's going to be the best movie of the year. I have no fucking idea.
It could end up being the most, make the most money as a superhero film.
Mm-hmm.
It could beat, could beat Captain America. It could beat that.
But it's in such a different situation because it's got the Snyder fan base involved, right? So the Snyder Bros are involved, and then DC fans are involved. Then it's another version of Superman, and then there's people who don't like James Gunn, who had nothing to do with Snyder, who just don't like James Gunn. So there's so many factions in this, and the thing you have to say is like James Gunn has made good superhero movies in the past. He has, not a ton, but he's made good superhero movies in the past. And for the most part, even in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, which I think I still like, but it's his worst superhero movie. It's worse than the Suicide Squad because of what they did to Warlock, which was fucking terrible. They made Warlock a fucking idiot. Which James Gunn are we going to get? Are we going to get Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3? Or we're going to get Guardians of the Galaxy, and I think it's much more likely we get Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. I've from the beginning, I've said I predict, I could be wrong. I predict I'll walk out of Superman and go, that was okay. Mm-hmm. That was all right. We'll find out. When Superman jokes, I think of Shazam, says Doug for $2. I kind of like the first Shazam movie. I did. Didn't like the second one at all. BHerb76 for $1.99. Looks like video game footage. It does. Like the CG did not look very good.
That's good.
Did not look very good. What's your tipping point for not being able to separate the art from the artist? One of my former favorite Filipino comedians started bashing his fans during the election, and I bowed out. He's been saying stupid shit again lately. Says Malakot 63 for $5 on the Streamlabs side. That's a good question, and I think you take it on a case-by-case basis. But for me, tipping point gets to be when you start attacking fans, for one. That's an automatic out. So attacking fans or attacking half the country. Like if you want to not like Trump and go after his policies, that doesn't bother me at all. I mean, I don't really care what an adult pretender thinks about the world. They have such a skewed viewed, especially if they've been in Hollywood for any amount of time. They have no connection to the working man or woman or the regular American whatsoever. They're constantly, they have assistants running around. They're constantly catered to. They have no fucking idea. There's a great point in Clarkson's Farm season 4 where Caleb comes off his tour, right? And Jeremy Clarkson tells him a little story about because Caleb's acting kind of like a dick. So he goes, Caleb, I used to know a rock band. I won't say which one, but after every tour, they would rent a house for 2 weeks and stay there and cook their own food, wipe their own asses because they've been catered to so much so they can go back to their families and be normal people. What you have, Caleb, is cunt flu.
Wow. Overblown egos, yeah.
He's all, because you're being a cunt. And he's all, I know because I've been a cunt before. So it's a great little speech from Jeremy to kind of chill him out from because he was being a cunt. And that's what Hollywood actors are all the fucking time. They are surrounded by yes people. They get all their news. They don't get their news themselves. They get it from their assistants who get it from wherever, from little clips. They're the most uninformed fucking people out there. You saw Bono go on fucking Joe Rogan and say 300,000 people have died because US aid has been cut. 300,000 bodies. There's no fucking, that's not even reality. That's not even close to reality, but that dumb fucking moron, Bubble Butt Bono, goes on the biggest podcast and says, what the fuck are you talking about? Where did you get any of this data? Oh, you got it from one of your activist shithead yes men. Yeah, Bono is a fucking joke. He is most of them are window lickers. Anakbomon, 2 parts for $10 says, California has the 3rd largest conservative voting bloc in the country. Well, it's because it's the highest, because it's the most populous state. They're primarily in Northern California. Unfortunately, the communist hellholes of San Francisco and Los Angeles take away all their power. My advice, either secede from Southern California or B, move. Take your electoral seats to a state that will appreciate your values. The less power California has over you or the rest of the country, the better. Let them burn themselves down. Hint, hint, Chris. But there is a solution to this problem that they'll never do, that Razorfist talked about, is they need to have an electoral college per state, especially if it gets over a certain population. Because it's what the poor UK is dealing with now. London runs the UK. One city runs the entire country. And what runs California right now is Los Angeles and San Francisco through Sacramento. But all the powers in Los Angeles and San Francisco. And California politics of late has been dominated by San Francisco politicians and Northern California politicians. Jerry Brown, Gavin Newsom, now Kamala Harris is being floated. You know, that's too many. San Francisco politicians are fucking crazy. They're fringe. Cyberchud 2077 for $4.99 says, James Gunn can't direct Superman because he doesn't like the character traits that Superman has. Gunn likes cynical, sarcastic, bleak, nihilistic. You're not wrong. And that's been the question I've had since day one.
Yeah. Can he get the tone right? So
can he not be cynical?
Yeah.
Just one of those. Can he not be cynical? Golem Wolf draws for $4.99. DC Logic, Batman is dark and is popular. If we make Superman dark, he'll be popular too. It's amazing how dumb they are. It really is. Greedy Graffiti for $4.99. No soups can knock someone's teeth completely out and they come out with 0 blood anywhere. Okay. Yeah, it really does depend on the power level, but who knows? I guess the mystery is, who is Ultraman, Chris? Have we ever found out who Ultraman is?
I did.
You did? You want to tell me in the private chat?
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's Henry Cavill. No, I'm just kidding.
T-Rex arms. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah, no surprise.
Yeah, that's what I thought. It's not Henry Cavill, okay? People out there, it's not. It is not Henry Cavill.
But there is something to that.
Oh,
wait.
There's more.
Did we ever find out about the costume change at the end?
No.
There's no costume change. Yeah.
And that's on purpose.
Okay.
So that's from my source that I think you know too.
Yep. Oliver Lavery Farage for £2 Deep State equals Deep Slate. Aaron Pipes for $5. Is there any truth to the rumor that Bob was furious that Feige did a gender swap of the Silver Surfer? No. I was told, not by our mutual source. Okay. I was told by somebody way above that. We'll just say way above that. No disrespect to our mutual source. Love them to death. But way above that it was not Kevin Feige's decision. So there's only 2 people, and I keep forgetting the second person's name. Who runs the studio? Who runs like Disney Studio? Because there's Bob Iger as the CEO, and then there's somebody who runs studio, and then it's Kevin Feige who runs Marvel Studios. But there's like an umbrella, somebody above Kevin Feige. And I can't remember the guy's name, but it was his decision. So I was told Kevin Feige was saddled with that decision. I mean, do I believe that? That's hard to believe because Kevin Feige's made a lot of bad decisions, man. But just passing on when I was told. Either way, it's a horrible decision. The rumors of Black Snape, Papa Asiato being fired. I think everybody wants that to be true, whether he quit or got fired. I think everybody wants that to be true because that would literally save the Harry Potter show.
Yeah.
And then the Harry Potter show would just have one aspect of backlash, which would be the transmission crowd, which is always going to be there. But now you have the and I promise you, they cast Black Snape as a shield, as a fucking shield, thinking that would somehow lessen the backlash they're just going to get from the transmission crowd that if they fucking ignore will be irrelevant, totally irrelevant.
Just ignore it.
But now they just pissed off the people you want to show up and watch and subscribe to your fucking streaming service. The normal Harry Potter fan. It's such a stupid move. The fault is female, says Kink Hunt. Kink Hunt for $2 Australian. Aaron Pike for $5. Killing John Wick killed Ballerina. Yeah, you are. I mean, it's a prequel to a like when you kill your main character, that affects everything.
Mm-hmm.
Everything. You're like, or dead guy.
Making the main character the granddaughter of the main villain.
Well, they also
she's the hero.
At the end of John Wick 4, I don't think anybody believed he was actually dead. Okay. So
yeah.
The whole time he's like, they even bring it up in Ballerina. She goes like, he talked about like, you can leave whenever you want. The front door's open. They repeat it again later. And she's but early on in the movie, she's like, are you going to try to do it? He's all, I'm working on it.
Yeah.
I'm still working on it.
I think they just bring him back. None of this spin-off shit. Yeah. They just bring him back, do John Wick 5, and you see him, you see
I want John Wick in space.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or John Wick versus dragons.
They start with a funeral scene and he just walks into frame. I mean,
I want him to crawl out of his grave.
Yeah.
Zombie like John Wick. Just fucking do it. Axel Foley for $5 Australian. I have to say, I truly appreciate your content, Gary and friends. I have been so sick of the way entertainment has been tainted. Yeah, us too. Eric K for $2. Dan Vasquez and his man bun need to go undercover. They do. They absolutely do. The rioters forget that America was built fighting off bullies. We stand for the flag in defiance of kneeling for a king. They don't scare us. They don't. I think most people are just watching this for like pure entertainment value. It's like a TV show right now. There's nothing really on streaming. Nothing really out in the theater. I think the best theater right now is what's going on. And believe me, it's just as scripted as any fucking Hollywood production. And just as financed, possibly by some of the same people. A lot of this woke left is a generation that never got told stop crying or I'll give you a reason to cry. You're right, Alex, for $4.99. AM Serious for $5 Canadian pesos. Let the hot Asian chick talk. Chris, you got something to say?
No, I was just nothing. What? Why would I? What?
I did say I have a prostate at the beginning of the stream.
I interrupt. That's what I do.
Illogical victory for $5. U.S. bought the land from Mexico. It says brought. Then spent dollars, not pesos, on developing the land. Now, 177 years later, you say the U.S. stole the land. Fuck off. No, they didn't steal the land. They actually gave a bunch of it up. Fucking people.
Could maybe argue the Gulf, but like
Gulf of America.
Yeah.
No, like Texas, the Spanish or Mexican, they couldn't hold it. They didn't have enough money. They didn't have enough resources. James the Mando for $2. People get ran over for blocking the road. They do. But they want that. Like some woman took her fucking baby to a rally to this. Like, even if it's a peaceful protest, that's a stupid idea. No one can eat 50 eggs for $5. I'm 2.4% Neanderthal. 400,000 years ago, my people owned Europe and parts of Asia. We want it back. Yes. Where's your Neanderthal land acknowledgement? What about the Denisovans land acknowledgement? What about the Lucy land acknowledgement? Hey, just wanted to say you got me into The Doctor, and I just finished season 26 of Classic Who. Thank you. Hartnell is and forever will be the first Doctor. Yes, he is. May you rest in peace. So what kind of coffee you drinking, Chris Gore? Says Lord Comet. For $2.
Chocolate lava raspberry. Chocolate lava raspberry cake coffee. Very rare flavor.
Is it actually sweet or is it
It's
just
so good. It's one of my favorites. I don't see it everywhere. I know it sounds lame. I like flavored coffee. There's a blueberry one that's good. I like flavored coffee. I don't put sugar in my coffee, to be clear. No sugar.
I'm gonna go Dennis Leary on you. I like coffee flavored coffee.
Yeah, I hear you, but
mocha frappuccino.
All I do is throw in some half and half. I'm good. Just to cool it down.
I like coffee like Jeremy likes his men. Black. Clank, I'm a tank for $5. Tom Cruise is too short to be a space marine. Well, I mean, he's in that big mech suit, right? That'd make him taller, wouldn't it? He could be Malkador, the I'm gonna fuck
Sigilite?
this up. Sigilite? Malkador the Sigilite. That would make Cavill either the Emperor or Rogel Dorn. Maybe. I got none of that. But I agree. Clank. I agree with you. Dino's reviews for $4.99 British pounds, proper money. The Richard Lester cut of Superman 2 was really goofy, and we all loved that before we knew the Donner cut existed. I can't wait to see Superman 2025. Yeah, I still like the Lester cut when I was a kid, for sure. And Richard Lester directed Beatles movies. That's why it was goofy. Blood Viper for $5 British pounds. Thank you, Gary, panel, and the fellowship for helping me through. I lost my mom to lung cancer. Fuck. The day after last, FNT. Hail to the fellowship and the 199. Fuck cancer. I'm sorry. Sorry, brother. R.I.P. mom. Snacks for $5. When James Gunn's Superman comes out, will you switch to reading Super Guns on FNT? Yes. That's what we'll call him that day. The Dead Man for $2. R.I.P. Brian Wilson. R.I.P. Legend. Skid Row Chris for $2. Just wanted to say hail. Hail to you. Hasso Hapa for $10 says John Wick should have only been one movie. Everything since then has been made it more and more clear that the world building can't hold up and the character has been flanderized. Mahler would 100% agree with you. The first movie is a completely different beast than everything else. But the world building has gotten for me, it got ridiculous in Ballerina. It got ridiculous. So it's basically like fucking Harry Potter of assassins. Ramen for Woods for $10. Second timer. Never got the first time jingle. Oh, sorry. I didn't mention it. Okay, I'll still say sorry. Gutfeld said that it's interesting that media hasn't interviewed any protesters. Probably not the best salesman for the cause. Yeah. I mean, I think I saw some of them, but I think they're really handpicked. I saw a couple protesters who were just like a mom who was there with the sign. She obviously wasn't like throwing shit. They don't interview the other protesters because when they take their masks off, they might see some of their colleagues. Enoch Bamon reviews and rants for $5. My dad doesn't have a 4K player. That's why I bought him an Unforgiven, the Outlaw Jesse Wales Blu-ray 2-pack for Father's Day. He'll like, hey, Dad, fuck yeah, he'll like that. That's a good Father's Day present. Hell yeah. Gregory Brown, 3569 on the Streamlabs side for $250. Damn.
Mhm.
Holy shit. Thank you. Been blocking the ads for years. No problem with that. Thought it was about time I paid you a few bucks for the untold hours of your content I've enjoyed. Thank you. I'm not here to tell you what to do. You watch how you watch. Okay. And thanks to everyone who does support the channel and supports the show and FNT and everybody in our sphere. We really are grateful for you, but you watch how you watch, man or lady. Beefy 5-layer husbando for $2 says
Husbando.
JW. Oh, John Wick 5 was confirmed at CinemaCon. Yes, it was. Shane Ben Wyatt for $4.99. Guardians of the Galaxy Christmas special was full of hope. Yeah, it was. I actually liked it. He knows how to do it. Hopefully that we can get that. By the way, one of the best Christmas soundtracks ever, in my opinion. Yeah, and still, I would argue the best thing on that and X-Men 97 are the best thing on Disney Plus was the Guardians of the Galaxy Christmas special. I liked it. Even with that wacko Kevin Bacon. Oh, shit. More Tashin stick. Chris, what are you trying to do to me, man?
That's your kind of book. I'm sorry. I'm posting.
Oh, that's rad.
Yeah, it's awesome. That's a Forbidden Frontiers kind of thing.
Frederick Chopin, Stone Age, Ancient Castles of Europe. Fuck yes.
Yeah. $30.
$30 ain't bad. And it's big.
Passion. Also, there's another Superman promo on Instagram. I don't know if you want to show it. It's a really weird commercial. I can play it. I guess I'll just play it.
Lionsgate boss says studio can use AI to adjust a movie's rating and create kid-friendly cuts. Do it anime, make it PG-13. 3 hours later, I'll have the movie.
Yes, that's
a lot of people are going to be out of work.
Story for another time, but
yeah.
You read that, it's effing like a PG-13 version of like any movie. Just like that.
Oh, dude, editors, they're all going to be out of business soon.
It's gonna be weird.
So what do we got here? What do we got here? Let's look on the way out.
Think right here. So here we go. It's the thing at the end that is so it's there you go. It's just a kid.
Bye, Joe. Whoa.
Prime members, see Superman early in select theaters July 8th.
Anybody
Buy
can be
tickets at Amazon.
Superman. Anyone can be Superman or Spider-Man with an imagination.
I like the message of that.
I do too.
I like the message. I'm saying, I don't know.
It's never stopped anybody before. It was only until their fucking woke parents told them, well, you can't enjoy that because it doesn't look like you.
Yeah. I think that's BS.
You know what?
I
put this in my videos years ago. I was never a person. I never knew how to surf. I was never had my balls encased in silver, but I would get on my fucking skateboard. And when me and my friends went outside and played superheroes, I was Silver Surfer.
Yeah, that's cool.
You get a trash can lid, you're Captain America. You get a cape, you're super. You do Marvel versus DC. You know what? A bunch of little white kids in suburban San Diego were pretending to be Black Panther.
What's wrong with that?
Weird, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So that's a good message. Let's see more of that.
Yeah.
Good ad. Well done.
I think the worst thing about the Superman marketing has been James Gunn. If he would just step aside and let the movie speak for itself, that's all you need.
Yeah. Like more of this should have been earlier. I would even led with something like that.
Yeah. But I guarantee we're going to get thank you for coming to the movie here. This is and we'll see how much. Yeah, Ron Phelps, no demographic is less racist than children.
Yep.
100%. That is true. They don't give a shit. They don't care. Kids don't care. They just want to play and do whatever. So there you go.
There you go. Superman's James Gunn. Chris could be actual character. All right, what do you got coming up, Chris?
Hollywood on the Rocks in 90 minutes. Alan and I talking about the emasculation of Marvel heroes and lots of other movie news. So there you go. So join Alan and I.
We got a couple more here. Clank, I'm the tank for $5. Find the video of the fat protester with the leaf blower. Has to be a teacher. Prove me wrong. I'm just.
I saw. Did you see the footage? We got the leaf blowers. We'll blow it back at them. It didn't even work.
I know.
It was so
That's the teacher.
funny. Oh my God.
Nicholas Gore for $2 says hail.
Careful.
Thank you, Nicholas. No for $4.99. Hey Gary, I know the guy who shot Red Corn. I played disc golf with the guy. He's no homophobe, but he liked cocaine. Maybe drugs were involved.
There you go.
There you go. Oh, I don't know if that's what you're talking. You heard about the YouTuber beef, right? That led to a murder in Vegas.
That?
So I went down that rabbit hole and I watched some of the guy because it's what was his name again? Finney something or other. And the other guy was Manny. The shooter was Manny. So they were in some kind of YouTube beef. One had 10,000 subs, one had 5,000 subs. And I don't know what started it, but the black guy who died was making a bunch of content farming a bunch of content about him, like for years and years and years. And I don't know what spilled over. But then the Manny, the Mexican guy, was driving around Vegas, like calling his shot, like, I'm going to find this guy. And so his wife was streaming and the other guy's wife was streaming. And the black guy's wife confronted Manny. He pushed her away, shot the black guy, and then shot his wife. So he turned himself in the next day. And this is over like a nothing YouTube beef.
Right.
Like it's like so tragic and crazy. And like fuck, I can't get my head around it. I can't get my head around like there had to be drugs involved. There just had to be like to like think. I mean, did you think you were going to get away with it? Like your life is now over. Now everybody's life is over.
Yeah.
But you know, two people are dead. You're recorded on video. You're done. You're cooked, as the kids say, which is from your goose is cooked. They probably don't even know that. Your goose is cooked. So fucking dumb. And over internet shit, over words on the fucking internet.
Yeah.
Right. Horrendous. Yeah. It was horrifying. And, you know, it was all over Twitter. But it had to be drugs involved. I mean, I watched some of his stuff and it's like, yeah, you know. But I assume everybody's on drugs except for me. Nelson Sharetta for $2. Can't wait for G-rated Aliens and Hellraiser, right? Robert Hayes for $4.99. 30th anniversary this year, and I have to admit, I have a soft spot for Batman Forever.
Yeah, same here. I like parts of that movie.
30th anniversary, there should be a Schumacher cut on HBO.
Yeah.
There's no reason for it.
Add a couple scenes.
James Zabriskie for $30.99 Australia. Just want to say I appreciate you guys inspiring me to start my own podcast. We're 8 episodes in and have had 3 episodes with UFC vets on the show. That's awesome. Plan to do some more motocross guys on too. It's called For the Lads. I love that. That's great. Hope you're having fun. John Wansom for $20 says, why is it every time Warner Brothers does Superman, they just try to rehash Christopher Reeve over and over? I notice even in their Justice League, they replaced the theme with Reeves. They did the same in Flash and in Guns as well. I mean, it's the best. I don't mind them using the theme. I just don't think they should retry to, and Fortress of Solitude looks like it too. But they should make it its own thing, but they really need to dive into the comic book Superman, because we haven't had a comic book Batman either, like at all. So that's it. Thank you, everyone. I appreciate it. X-Ray Girl, what do you got coming up?
Tonight I have Poor Choices at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. And then I just wanted to share that I crocheted a blanket, which is on eBay.
Are you grandma now?
Yeah, I am. You've called me grandma for like the last year anyways. So if you are interested in a handmade crocheted blanket by me.
You go to bed at 9. You wake up at 4 in the morning.
And I go to the gym, Yep.
You have like a box full of vitamins that
I do. Just like right here, just so I remember. So if you want one, mods are popping links in the chat for that. So yeah, that's going to be on for less than 10 days. So next week, Friday, 9 p.m. it'll be done.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well done.
Thank you.
Well done, lady. hopefully after a phone call today, I will hopefully by Friday Night Tights, we'll have like when the on sale for the book goes.
Oh, yes. Oh, and you just reminded me. We are going on a trip.
Yeah, Egypt.
Yes, which the link is in the description if you want to come travel with us. November 17th to the 23rd. Adam Krigler, Garrett, myself, Gary, and Wandering Wolf will be on the trip. So, yeah, check it out.
Check it out. I know. Well, I've been the one lagging. We're just trying to get a little trailer together, I think. So I gotta talk to the guys. So the plan is it'll be done through Rip Ascend, and it will be on sale for a limited time. The book is complete, so the turnaround on when you get the book from when you pay for it will not be long. I just don't know how long, but we're going to try to make that time as short as humanly possible. But the book is done.
Yep.
So, and the printing's all going to be set up and everything will be ready to go. Once that limited pre-sale is done, it'll be available on Amazon and Barnes & Noble after that.
You knock my mind. I hate you.
X-Rays, future pet water monitor. Make me a blanket. We can snuggle. Do lizards snuggle?
I don't think they snuggle. They don't need blankets. They just sit in the lamps.
Yep. All right, so go check out so more book news on Friday Night Tights. I'm gonna start working on videos again. Then I'm settled, and I got a PC. I can do that, so we'll get one out. But in the meantime, enjoy the Doctor Who one. And no guest on FNT this week. I'm trying to think, am I forgetting anything? Oh yeah. I forgot last time. So I'm going to be on 2 podcasts that'll be out this weekend. Yes, there'll be hardcovers. Yes, there will be hardcover versions of the book, and we will do signed copies too. So there will be hardcover, there will be soft cover, and then after it goes on to Barnes & Noble and Amazon, we're going to work on the audiobook. So that's next. And the audiobook is, I'm going to riff a lot on that audiobook. So it'll be a little different experience.
The audiobook will be like reading super chats. It'll be just like that.
I hope not.
But you wrote the super chats. So I just like that the book is coming out. I know when you first announced it, it's coming out in April. The book is late and gay.
The book is late and gay. The book is done. Book has been done.
Yeah. But
we just had to get all this. Well, there's been a lot of stuff going on, but yeah, like the family stuff. That's been crazy. Yeah. But like end of the month, July. I think that's a better month anyway for it to come out. Come out in the summer. I originally wanted to come out Christmas last year. But we want to wait till it's all ready to go. We don't want anything hanging out there. So you get it in time. But I will be on 2 podcasts this weekend. So I'll be on Hodge Twins. I think it comes out Friday. And this Sunday, I'm going to be on Say Hi to Eli. And we really get into like book stuff in the Say Hi to Eli one. Cool. Eli from Unsubscribed Podcast. So look out for those this weekend. So thanks, everyone. Thanks for your super chats and donations. You help keep the lights on. We appreciate your support. Thanks to anyone who just watched and just lurked. We appreciate you too. We appreciate the Nerdrotics. Go check out Ripping the Silverback and then Jeremy's Jeremy D-Day Cronkite.
Yeah.
Cronkite. Later tonight. I won't be in the chat for that one. I'll be working, but
I have it on the background, while I'm doing stuff.
Yeah.
Great.
And we'll see you on FNT. Take care, everyone.
Later.